Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. This is episode 166 and today we are starting things off outside this rather ridiculous looking machine that we built in the previous episode of Hermitcraft. For anyone who missed it, this is my new happiness machine that I've built over here, and well, the whole point of it, there really isn't much point of it, but the whole point of it is that it's meant to make the person who uses it happier. Look, if we hit this button right here, I mean, I personally think that could cure a lot of ill feelings. If I'm feeling down in the dumps, I come over here, hit this button, and then we can just watch this beautiful, colourful, totally not a rainbow, just random bright colours next to one another, go through the motions of being a rather cool looking piston sand wave. Now, you've seen me build things like this before. I've built them in Redstone videos before. I've always said that wave machines and things like that are some of my favourite Redstone contraptions, but this was one of the first ones that I've ever built in survival mode, and I have to say, I totally underestimated quite how much redstone resources and how many sticky pistons and how many regular pistons and how many repeaters we were going to need to do this project, which means that I am pretty much totally out of all of those resources, and I've used up all of my iron, and I've used up all of my different types of dyes and concrete powder, which isn't exactly excellent, but you have to admit though, I'd say it was totally worth it, and today we're going to be improving this thing. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fill in a lot of the gaps using this stuff right here. I can never remember what this stuff's called. Andesite? I'm assuming it's andesite. So I'm going to fill in a lot of the gaps. I'm probably going to place them in on that level there, so then we get the depth of all of these colors, but then we have it all filled in, and that should make this place look a little bit more completed, because right now the hermit could easily fall down to the bottom, and A, they'd be stuck down there, and B, they'd also see all of this horrible dirt and things that I haven't bothered to clean up. Now the big question here is, do we actually have that much andesite? I feel like it's one of those things that I don't pick up often, but I like to think I will have thousands of blocks from it just because I never use it. Yes, I was right. I probably have more andesite than I have any other block. That is totally ridiculous. Right, well, there we go. We are absolutely sorted on the andesite front. Fantastic. Right, I've made a start on this thing. Let's just see how it's kind of looking. Let's get the impression of, is it making it look better? The answer is absolutely 100% yes. So you can see that I've done the outer edge. That's all done very quickly. And also I've put in it there. Now, should I fill in that gap? I don't think I can fill in that gap, and I don't actually think it matters that much. Okay, I've actually decided that yes, we do need these blocks. It makes it look considerably better, and you can't actually see through to all the slime blocks and everything, which, although something might be lost there a little bit, kind of like the mechanicalness of it, I think it actually makes it look maybe a little bit more magical. So here goes then. Let's take a look with all of the blocks in place, all of our andesite in all of the holes. We've just got a handful more left to go, and I've got myself into a bit of a rhythm with doing it, which is quite nice. That should be the final block, and that means that this thing now actually looks like a solid area. Look, we actually have blocks. We have blocks in all the gaps. So if we were to take off and take a look at this thing from the sky, yes. Oh, that is so much better. I hope it still works. I hope I haven't built it so that the slime blocks... Okay, yeah, it looks so real good. I suddenly panicked thinking that I'd built it so that the slime blocks would drag them down, but that doesn't look like that's the case. So now it functions perfectly. Okay, so that is stage number 1 of our decoration. There's still a handful of other bits and pieces that I want to do. I was almost certain that over in this area of the town, there was kind of like, I guess you could say bunting? Would it be bunting? Where you have almost like dangling things and then there were blocks of wool in the lines. I'm really struggling to try and explain this, but I wanted to get something like that going on around the outside of our area. I wonder if anyone's beat my high score. It looks like there's some interesting items on the inside there. Nope. Still the victor at 22.17 seconds. I'm just flying over to the slime farm now, just to pick up a handful of resources, some stones, so that we can actually work on some of this stuff. And I've realised why this looks a little bit strange, and I can't believe I didn't think of it at the time, but the fact that we've got long grass here, we don't have long grass on any of my terraforming, so I think we'll take on that project a little bit later on as well. Oh, it's so good to see this thing working really nicely too. I really don't understand how I've got so many diamonds this season. I can't remember the last time I did like a proper mining session. Look, we have, you know what, I'm actually going to use these because we're getting on for 5 stacks of diamonds. I'll be totally honest, I don't really have any idea if this is actually going to work how it is in my head. So I'm going to try and create those bunting things, and I thought for the posts for the bunting, I would use acacia wood. Now, I've got 9 acacia saplings, which isn't exactly that good, so I guess we're going to have to make use of the industrial tree farm and just see if we can get enough saplings back from planting these trees to keep planting trees so we can get plenty more wood. So before we do any of the bunting, what I thought I'd do is a quick border going around the outside of this thing, and then we're going to pick a colour and we're going to build in that sort of style. So where we've got the concrete powder and then all of the wall blocks, a bit like what we did with the flight arena that we have over there. I just thought that would be a nice little accent to add going around the outside of this. I think that looks better. I mean, I think once we start adding some things maybe around it, like, as I say, the bunting that I've been talking about quite a bit lately, I think maybe that might improve things. Also, maybe some light. I think we might actually need to light this thing up, because although mobs can't actually spawn on it, is looking incredibly dark. So maybe I'll just place in some sea lanterns going around this inside edge here. Yeah, I think that might be the way to go. Oh, that looks pretty good. Obviously, it's blending in a little bit with what's going on behind it at the minute. But this is, yeah, that's the sort of style that we're going to go for. So all the way around, it's going to have different colours. We're not just going to go for red. We're going to have all these different colours here. And they're going to be sat there. And it's just going to be going around like that. And it should hopefully make this place look a little bit more bright so that people kind of know what's going on. And also, I guess I should probably put some signs up and things that explain exactly what this thing is, because otherwise people are probably going to be a tiny bit confused. Oh, and I didn't do any of the lighting because I thought I would maybe put some lights into the bunting, but now that I've actually started building this thing, I don't think that would look particularly very good unless you actually did it inside the pillars. Actually, inside the pillars could look good. What do you reckon? Do you reckon glowstone for the lighting in the pillars, or do you reckon sea lanterns? Glowstone or sea lanterns? I think, well, seeing as we have acacia here, I think glowstone. Yeah, I think glowstone's going to be the one for me, despite the fact that we have about 1 billion sea lanterns and probably not that much glowstone. I think that's what I want to go for. Oh, why do I make life difficult for myself? You know what this has reminded me of? The fact that I don't actually have a silk touch pickaxe at this point in time. So I thought I'd dip into my ridiculous diamond supply that we have right here and actually get my hands on one, because not being able to transport an ender chest with me anywhere has been painful. I never thought I would see the day where an ender chest, something that I hadn't carried until probably episode like 70 of this Hermitcraft season, becomes essential for me. I keep just running out of stuff and having to go back to my base. It's infuriating. And thankfully, due to all the AFK fishing that we've been doing recently, I actually had all of the books required to make a ridiculous silk touch pickaxe just sat there in my AFK fishing storage system. So that's efficiency 4. And then this one, okay, so that's going to cost us 20 levels, but that will give us Unbreaking 3, Silk Touch, Efficiency 5, and Mending. Hopefully I don't break this one again, because that's like the 4th or 5th time I've done that in the past month. I'm eating an Oreo right now! Oh, no, I'm eating an Oreo, and I'm trying to eat, and he's just despawned. I mean, seriously, can a guy not eat his Oreos in peace on top of glowstone at the top of the nether without being blasted by ghasts? I mean, seriously. I'm having a strange problem. There we go. The other strange problem that I'm having is I keep walking to the slime farm for no reason, just out of habit. Ooh. Yeah, that's not so great. I could tell something weird was happening. I was flying all over the floor. Press this button to experience. That is definitely way too long to fit there. Experience happiness. There we go. I think I've spelled everything correctly there. Press this button to experience happiness. That makes sense. It looks good on the sign. We've got all of the bunting. We've got all of the glowstone. And if we hit the button, I'm feeling much happier. there we go. I don't think there's anything else that we really need to do. Now, the thing that I like about the bunting, and this was kind of the reason why I wanted to do it, is because the bunting in of itself is kind of wavy. So we have like waviness going on, and we have all the bright colors, and it kind of gives you a rough idea of what's going to happen. But yeah, press the button, experience happiness. Now, all I'm hoping, okay, Hermits, if you're watching this, please don't press the button too quickly after hitting the button the first time. What I need you to do is, if you hit this button here, okay, you need to wait for all of it to land before you press it, or at least you have to wait until it actually lands before you press it again, because otherwise what's going to happen is this concrete is going to drop down that hole, it's going to land on those slime blocks, and then I'm going to have to spend a lot of time picking up each one of these bits of concrete and replacing it. So yeah, please, you can press the button as many times as you like, just leave a tiny little pause in between your presses. Having come over to this area earlier on in the episode, and having just accidentally come here about 15 times during this episode as well, it's made me think to myself, I don't know if I like this grass. I feel like it just blends in with the environment way too much. It kind of looks like an unfinished build, and also these chests and things need to go, and we still need to light up the heads of these slime. So that's one thing, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick experiment. I'm going to take out all of this grass here, and I'm going to replace it with stone bricks. And where on earth have you come from? I have lit up every... Oh, it's probably from the top of the slime blocks, yeah. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look in the traditional mumbo jumbo way of flying up into the sky and seeing... Yes, that is considerably better. It still keeps its old school Minecraft vibe, but it looks just a tiny bit more built up than having all this grass going down. And it is so good to see this slime farm. Do you not... Yeah, I was going to say, are you not bothered by the iron golems? Despite the slightly strange slime farm quirkiness, we have now filled in all of this area with stone bricks. So all of the grass is gone, and the stone bricks have replaced it. And now we have got ourselves... Well, I mean, it is quite a grey build. Does that look better? Now that I've done that? Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. It definitely looks better. It's all one colour. Okay, we'll start chucking in maybe some slight little broken up areas, maybe some things that are gonna break this up just a tiny bit, because yeah, as I say, it's just a little bit too bland. I'm hoping this will have improved things. So I have swapped out some of the stone bricks with stone slabs. They're a little bit bright. I hate building. I wish that I could just build farms like this, and then I could be happy. Okay, yeah, you know, I'm gonna leave it for the time being. We're gonna do some extra terraforming. We might come back to it. Now, when I say terraforming, I just mean the planting of lots and lots of things to hopefully cover up my currently terrible terraforming. And if that doesn't improve things, then we might actually have to do some terraforming here. That's kind of what I was implying with that statement. So let's chuck that out. We don't need that. Bones there. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to throw out. Which reminds me, where on earth is my redstone shulker box? I've lost it again. Already, this is looking considerably better. I'm using the Escal technique of breaking all of the flowers and everything, although, you know, it does look quite natural with the flowers in there, so I might leave a couple, but I'm going to try my best to keep a fairly reduced number. But straight away, yeah, this is a huge improvement, absolutely massive. I think this should just about do it. I've spent a little bit of time just kind of running around. I'm filling in bone meal wherever I possibly can, and I'm kind of stretching it out as far as feels natural, if you get my drift. Like I'm about here, where we reach up to the forest line, and I probably am going to add 1 or 2 trees as well around the top. But let's just take a look. I mean, I'm curious to see if this really has massively improved things. Oh, and it totally has. It totally has. That is huge. I mean, there's a gap here, so we'll quickly fill in all of this area. I'm going to do that very roughly. I will clean this up in a second, but I wanted to get the feel there. Yeah, that is a huge improvement. And look how many slime are spawning as well. I mean, we're getting some big look at this! This is madness! This thing is so much fun to watch. Alright, that's perfect. What comes next? I suppose this mountain here, actually, now that I think about it, look at this! This is terrible! Yeah, we need to sort that out. Right, well, the overhang's been removed, and it looks a lot worse. This looks like... Does anyone remember back when you used to update your Minecraft world to a new version of Minecraft and they'd make changes to the terrain generation? When you'd load up new chunks, you get things like this happening, where just the world would be broken up into weird little different chunks. Yeah, it looked a little bit like that, which is kind of fits in with the theme of old school Minecraft that we're going for here, but maybe not quite this old school. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of round this off, although it's really thin. I might just take it out and turn it into a bit of a hill, because this is not actually as thick as I thought it was. Now, I have to say, it is quite frustrating that I removed my beacon. Removing my beacon, maybe, yeah, I could have done with actually keeping that there, because mining without a beacon is painfully slow. Well, this is already looking better. This is already looking much better than it was before. That was a little bit abrupt, what we had going on beforehand. I'm just in the process of running out of grass, though, which is spectacular, considering I have probably just cleared out about, I don't know, 12 stacks of grass around here, but because I'm a complete moron, I didn't actually pick any of it up, which cue all of the comments down in the comment section. I would say this is done. In my head, this looks perfect, although I haven't actually looked at it just yet. Oh, you know what? That doesn't even look bad. Yeah, that looks pretty natural. That looks pretty natural to me. Oh, I'm really, really happy with that. The chests have obviously gone invisible underneath. But no, that's perfect. There we go. See, I can occasionally terraform things sort of okay. Oh, brilliant. Now, finally, I've been talking about doing this for ages, but the tops of those slime blocks are actually going to get lit up, and I was thinking about how I'm actually going to do it, and I think I've come up with something that could work out here. So we're going to dye this lime. In fact, we'll get a full set of lime, and then... Is that going to be enough? So it's 4, 8, 16. Should be enough. Now this is going to look about 10 million times better than the torches that I was originally planning on using. I mean, torches, I need to be kind of sparing with my torch use. In fact, if I was to make another base, and if we were to have another Hermitcraft season, I might try my best to not use torches, ever. I have a feeling that wouldn't last particularly very long, though. I mean, can you imagine doing a mining session, or just trying to light up, like, a build quickly? Yeah, maybe not. Oh, it also makes them look much better. That looks 10 times better than it did before. Look at these things. These look bland as anything. That looks amazing. Oh, I see what you guys were saying. They are shorter. So that guy over there, yeah, no, totally. I couldn't understand what you guys were talking about. Is this one okay? I think this one's okay. Yeah, alright, let's quickly fix up these little short fellas. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was reading through your comments on the video where I built this thing, and a lot of people were saying you've built the other one shorter, and I came onto the world, I was like, look, there's a lot of people saying this, what's going on? And I was just looking at the foreheads, and I was like, no, this one's exactly the same height as this one, and this one's exactly the same height as this one, and blah, 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 blah. I hadn't even looked at the chins, so what we'd done is we'd actually missed a block down at the bottom. So now all of these slimes have been extended, and everything is all exactly the same size. And you know what? I think subconsciously I had noticed this, because now just immediately this is looking much, much better. And it is really chucking out slimes at the minute. Seriously chucking out slimes. I mean, look at this madness. Oh no, I'm scared to land, because I don't want to be killed by slimes again. But seriously, look at this thing. It is absolutely pumping out slimes all day long. I'm curious to see, just from us standing here, have we got much extra? Yes. That was empty. That was genuinely empty. And that's now full. Look, you can see. So that's where I was doing the terraforming. That's when I was doing terraforming. And we have got... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Surely not. Well... I don't know what's happened there, but we have lots and lots of slime balls. Holy mackerel. Okay, well this thing is definitely working. Let's remove these. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I think that just about rounds everything up for today's episode on the Hermitcraft server. I hope that you enjoyed it. It was a little bit more chilled out. We just did some decorating and everything, but it was a lot of fun, and we still got plenty of work done. In fact, in this episode, we have actually rounded up 2 really important projects, so I guess in the next episode, I'm going to have to think of something completely new to do. Let me know some suggestions down in the comment section, because I think that is... I currently have no ongoing projects. That's totally ridiculous. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please sure to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This is Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.